And then on the body, yes, так, muscles of the arm dividing two groups, anterior and posterior. What I say, on this picture anterior we showing, on this picture, don't confuse, posterior. Anterior group dividing superficial and deep. On this picture I can show you only superficial. And they going in order. And how you study these muscles, you can see these muscles on the body. And all muscles superficial of anterior group, I see beginning in one place. Epicondylus,
Medial
epicondylus. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all of them begin in one place. Epicondylus,
medialis.
So they have one place of beginning. Epicondylus medialis. First muscle I show this. Musculus pronator teres. This muscle begin at the epicondylus medialis and attach to the radius, the surface of radius. And for function, this is supination muscle. So our arm position, supination. Next muscle, this. Musculus flexor carpi radialis. This is more lateral, this is more medial. So this is musculus flexor carpi radialis. Begin at the medial epicondyle and attach the second metacarpal bone. For function, flexion in waist joint. Remember all anterior group muscles, flexion muscles. And if muscle lateral, what function? Abduction. So this muscle, flexion in wrist joint and abduction in wrist joint. Second muscle have middle position. This musculus palmaris longus. All see this middle position have. This muscle attach. All see the white triangle. This is aponeurosis. Palmaris aponeurosis. Yes. So this muscle attached to this aponeurosis. Yes. The next muscle, more medial. This musculus flexor digitorum superficialis. This muscle, who understand what is this? Retinaculum flexorum. I remember when we discussed the joints. Retinaculum flexorum. Yes. And I say in this place passes the
Canalis carpalis. Canalis carpalis.
Yes. So tendon, white color is tendon. Tendons of this muscle passes from canalis carpalis and then attached to fingers. 2, 3, 4, 5. All see 1, 2, 3, 4. So this muscle have 4 tendons. They passes from retinaculum flexorum, from canalis carpalis, and attach to the proximal phalanx of fingers from 4 to 5th. And then each aponeuros making a 2 crus and making a gap. Hiatus. No, it's looking like this. This is tendon. Attach to the proximal phalanx and to distal and making a, no, my finger is gap. Making a gap. Attach to the middle phalanx of fingers, except thumb, from 2 to 5th. For function, flexion in what joints? In wrist joint and in proximal and middle phalanx, except distal. Yes, except. Because attach only to the middle phalanx, proximal and middle, distal joint. And last muscle, more medial, this. Musculus flexor carpi ulnaris. Yes, musculus flexor carpi ulnaris. So they going. You can how I study from lateral to medial. Pronator teres, musculus flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus, musculus flexor carpi digitorum superficialis, and musculus flexor carpi ulnaris. And then, for function, all flexions, if muscle attached to the phalanx, No, it's logic. All understand? Flexion muscles. And if muscle have lateral or medial position, it can be abduction, adduction. All understand?
Yes.
You cannot teach the movement. If you understand, yes, you can say. Так. Musculus pronator teres, unfortunately, it's only one muscle that I can show you. Yes. The most. Так, just 1 second. The first muscle, more lateral. All of them begin at the this is epicondylus medialis. The first muscle, musculus flexor carpi radialis. All see. Now I show you. Musculus flexor carpi radialis begin at the medial epicondyle and attach to the second metacarpal bone, flexion in wrist joint. Plantar teres, I can. It's located more. It's deep and it's difficult to show plantar teres. Plantar teres not show, only on the picture. So first muscle, how I say, musculus flexor carpi radialis. The next, more thick muscle, musculus palmaris. Musculus palmaris longus. Have a thick tendon attached to this is aponeurosis. Palmaris aponeurosis. Yes. Next. Musculus flexor digitorum superficialis passes from canalis carpalis. This is retinaculum flexorum. All see. This is retinaculum flexorum. This is my wizard try go to canalis carpalis. Yes. So tendons, 4 tendons of this muscle passes to the canalis carpalis and then attach 2 fingers except thumb. Thumb. Only from 2 to 5th. And attach to the middle phalanx, dividing to 2 crus and making the gap. Hiatus. Yes. Так. And the last muscle have more medial position. This is musculus flexor carpi ulnaris. Yes. Difficult. Revise. Difficult? Нет. Musculus flexor carpi radialis. Then carefully. Palmaris longus. Musculus flexor digitorum superficialis, all of them, and musculus flexor carpi ulnaris. Understand superficial, except musculus plantar teres, unfortunately only on the picture. This is short muscle. This is all see. Plantar teres, flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus, digitorum superficialis, and ulnaris flexor. Carpi, yes, I think you understand. Understand superficial muscles, yes. This is flexion muscles. Flexion muscle in wrist and fingers. Так. And deep muscles. Deep muscles. I can show you only on the atlas, on the body and on the picture. We not show these muscles, only 3. Deep muscle, we have musculus flexor digitorum superficial, so it's logic. We have
Profundis.
You study, I see. Forearm. And we have musculus flexor digitorum profundus. It's logic. Superficial profundus. Profundus located below the superficial, but attached to the proximal phalanx. I remember superficial
distal phalanx.
I'm confused. I remember the superficial muscle making a gap. Imagine this is the gap. Hiatus tendinous, yes. And this is the tendons of deep muscles. And it passes to this gap like this and attached to the distal phalanx. Understand? Tendons of deep muscle going from the gap that making superficial muscle and attached to the distal phalanx. So flexion in distal phalanx. Musculus flexor digitorum profundus. Like superficial passes from finalis carpalis, no, it's logic. It have similar direction, superficial and deep, but superficial attached to the middle phalanx and making a gap, hiatus tendinous, and profundus passes from this gap and attached to the distal phalanx. Understand? Да. Next muscle, musculus flexor, you say right, pollicis longus. Pollicis in Latin, thumb. Yes. Так. Begin at the, all of them, medial epicondylus begin. All of anterior group muscles. And deep and superficial too. Так, so it's not difficult. Сейчас one. Так. Musculus flexor, pollicis longus passes from retinaculum flexorum, from canalis carpalis, and attached to the distal phalanx of thumb. So flexion in wrist joint and thumb. Так, then musculus flexor digitorum, this is superficial below located profundus. No, this is I explain you. And the last muscle, so deep muscle free. Flexor pollicis longus, flexor digitorum profundus, and the last muscle, yes, musculus pronator quadratus. This muscle located between radius and ulna, no, like this in labyrinth pulp. Yes, have a squat shape, and you can see musculus pronator teres, superficial muscle, and musculus pronator quadratus. This is two muscles of supination. So they working when I'm making supination. These bones, it's rotation, and muscles help. So this is rotation, pronation muscle. Musculus pronator teres and musculus pronator take part in I say supination. I confuse. Pronation. Pronator teres superficial, pronator quadratus deep. No, they also both.
Where does it start?
If you say pronator quadratus begin at the ulna and attach to radius. Yes. From ulna to radius. Так. Understand?
Yes.
Deep, only free muscle. One go to thumb, musculus flexor pollicis longus, and musculus flexor digitorum profundus, and musculus pronator quadratus. Yes. About anterior group questions, not anterior. Так, and posterior.
Quadrangular.
On this posterior. Yes, posterior. The first muscle more lateral, musculus extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis. Musculus extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis. And muscles of posterior group begin at the lateral epicondyle, lateral. Anterior medial, posterior lateral. Then next muscle, this. Musculus extensor digitorum. Passes from retinaculum flexorum and have four tendons too, but function similar or opposite. Extension. Yes, this musculus extensor digitorum. Next, small musculus extensor digiti minimi. Digiti minimi, it's mean the small finger. All see. Extensor digiti minimi. And the last, musculus extensor carpi ulnaris. So the names very similar like in front, but don't call extensor. Musculus extensor carpi radialis longus brevis, musculus extensor digitorum, digiti minimi, and musculus extensor ulnaris. Так, сейчас all of them. And last muscle, musculus brachioradialis, I show you. This is musculus brachioradialis. You can see it's located, looking like anterior group, but this is posterior. Okay? So in classification, this muscle have posterior. No, it's have middle position between anterior and posterior group. It's big muscle. Musculus brachioradialis. Yes. It's have middle position. So for function, it's our arm make between
Pronation and supination.
yes, this middle position between supination and pronation. Yes, musculus brachioradialis. Posterior group. Так. Musculus extensor carpi radialis. No, longus brevis. I show you like one muscle, but they are two. Longus and brevis. Так. Then musculus extensor digitorum. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 tendons from second to fifth finger. Then musculus extensor digiti minimi and musculus extensor carpi ulnaris. Ulnaris, yes, ulnaris. Understand? Radialis longus brevis, digitorum extensor, digiti minimi
and
and carpi ulnaris, but extensor. No, for function extension in wrist joint and fingers. Understand?
Yes.
And brachioradialis have a middle position, middle, located in posterior group, but present in middle, no, more front maybe. So sometimes students confused. They think this is anterior group. No, posterior. Musculus brachioradialis.
What's the function of this muscle?
What brachioradialis? Middle position between supination
Supination and
and no,
pronation.
what this?
Between supination and
Yes,
pronation.
yes. We have supination, pronation, and I can how to say how?
Between.
Yes, this function musculus brachioradialis. Muscles of posterior group, extensors muscles. Так. And deep, I think I show you in the atlas structures. Posterior. And all posterior muscles begin at the lateral epicondyle. Yes, so it's easy study.
Begin at lateral epicondyle.
Так.
And medial वाली medial पे होती है.
Yes, musculus supinator. It's deep layer with the left superficial deep layer. Begin at the lateral epicondyle and attach to the radius. For function, supinator. Supination. The next muscle, musculus abductor pollicis longus. Yes, сейчас. Вот. Musculus abductor pollicis longus, musculus extensor pollicis brevis. Yes, and these muscles I can show you. One, this is deep. They are going from deep to the outside. Musculus abductor pollicis and musculus extensor pollicis brevis. 1, 2. Yes. Then we have musculus extensor indicis. Index, second finger. Musculus extensor digitorum longus. Musculus extensor digitorum longus. So we can show musculus abductor pollicis longus, musculus extensor pollicis longus, and musculus extensor pollicis brevis. This is longus, this is brevis. Abductor, brevis, longus. So musculus abductor pollicis and musculus extensor pollicis brevis. Two muscle of deep layer I can show you. Так, indices, what else? So, three muscles of deep go to the thumb. This is musculus abductor pollicis and musculus extensor pollicis longus and brevis. One supinator muscle and musculus extensor indicis go to the index, to the second. So, one abductor, musculus abductor longus, and two extensor, musculus extensor pollicis longus and brevis, yes. Indices and all this is about deep muscles. Так, quickly revise superficial muscles, musculus extensor carpi radialis longus brevis, musculus extensor digitorum,
musculus extensor digiti minimi,
digiti minimi and musculus extensor carpi ulnaris. Yes. And deep layer, musculus abductor pollicis longus and musculus extensor pollicis brevis. Understand? Abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis. And musculus extensor pollicis brevis we can show, extensor indicis and supinator, deep muscles. Understand? Muscles of forearm. And about forearm topography, I give you topography of forearm. We have on the anterior surface of forearm, we have three sulcus, radialis, medianus, ulnaris. Radialis located between musculus flexor carpi radialis and musculus palmaris longus, between groove. Sulcus radialis. Sulcus medianus between palmaris longus and digitorum superficialis, between. This is median groove. And ulnar groove between musculus flexor digitorum and musculus flexor carpi ulnaris, ulnar groove. Understand?
Yes.
Oh, easy. Teaching the muscle. Radial groove between musculus flexor carpi radialis and musculus palmaris longus. Don't forget about palmaris longus. Medial groove between palmaris. Very small palmaris longus. Between palmaris longus and musculus flexor digitorum superficialis. And ulnar between musculus flexor digitorum superficialis and musculus flexor carpi ulnaris. Ulnar groove, radial groove, and median groove. Yes, sulcus. Radialis, medianus, ulnaris. Understand? Understand. And last for today, muscles of hand. We not show on the body. We not show, it's small. We not show on
Only
the
names.
pictures. Yes, only names and show. Maybe on. Сейчас I try show you the pictures. And good information. Muscles of hand. You not teach beginning and not teach attachment. Only names and show. Show maybe muscles. Muscles of hand.
Thinner, hypothinner.
Dividing to three group. Muscles of tenor. Tenor is elevation of thumb. Muscles of tenor. Muscles of hypotenor, elevation of small finger. And medial group. Muscles of thumb. You think what function, what can make the thumb? Yes. So we have musculus opponens, pollicis. Then we have, I remember we teach musculus flexor pollicis longus. So it has musculus flexor pollicis brevis. Musculus abductor pollicis and musculus adductor pollicis. Abductor pollicis brevis because longus present posterior group, and musculus adductor pollicis. For muscle, musculus adductor pollicis, musculus abductor pollicis brevis, musculus flexor pollicis brevis, and musculus opponens pollicis. Maybe I try. More laterally, it's logical. It's what function? Abduction. So more laterally located musculus abductor pollicis brevis. This is musculus abductor pollicis brevis. Then going musculus flexor pollicis brevis. Abductor, flexor. Then this is musculus opponens pollicis. And more medial, musculus adductor. Because adduction, to me, adduction. Revise. Abductor pollicis brevis, musculus flexor pollicis brevis, opponens pollicis, adductor pollicis. Understand?
Yes.
Yeah. And muscles of small finger of hypotenor, more lateral located musculus abductor digiti minimi, then musculus flexor digiti minimi, musculus opponens digiti minimi, and musculus palmaris brevis. Superficial anterior group we have musculus palmaris longus. No, I think it's logical we have musculus palmaris brevis, muscle of gypotenar, and muscle of middle group. This is musculi, because a lot of this is musculi lubricalis, located between metacarpal bones, and for function this is flexion metacarpal bones, flexion in fingers, flexion. And we have musculi interossi, I show you the atlas. Abduction, adduction function have. Сейчас I show you. Так. Musculi lumbricales. Musculi lumbricales. This is located between fingers, between 2 and 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. So musculi lumbricales. For function, if I not confuse, flexion. По-моему, flexion. Yes, flexion and extension the finger. Musculi. Because a lot of lumbricales. And
Musculus interossi.
yes, and we have musculi interossi palmaris and digitalis on the palmar surface and dorsalis. Так, я же показала. Это lumbricalis. Ну, сейчас we have more. This is musculi interossi palmaris for function, abduction. And musculi interossi dorsalis, abduction. Palmaris, abduction, dorsalis, adduction. So, musculi lumbricalis, flexion, extension. Musculi interossi, abduction, abduction, adduction. Yes. Understand?
Yes.
So, in middle group, 2 types of muscles, lumbricalis and interossi. 4 muscles of tenor, 4 muscles of gypotenar. Only names I ask. But muscles of forearm on the body. All hear me. So on the next class bring the gloves. So who know the theory but can't show on the body, unfortunately it's only 3. And on the exam you should understand. This is more bad mark. Because anatomy, this is practice, not only theory. You should can very good teach the theory, but if you can't understand, yes, show on practical, yes, you can't have the good mark. Questions? No. And last for today, just quickly, just the pictures. Go to, you see the big picture of hand? Just I quickly.
चलो आगे बढ़ जाओ.
The sheets that covering the tendons, muscles, musculus rectus abdominis have a sheet, and tendon of the muscles of forearm, tendon of the muscles have a synovial sheet, blue color. What tendons? We have 2 muscle, musculus flexor digitorum superficial and deep. 4 tendons superficial, 4 tendons deep. And all these tendons covering the synovial sheet. And finger number 3, or 2, 3, and 4, you can see have independent synovial sheet. And if purulent process, understand purulent? Pass. Bad liquors.
Yes.
Yes, pass.
Pass.
Located in one finger, it stay in this place. Why? Because it's disconnected. But thumb and little finger have a common synovial sheet. So if pus located in the thumb, it can go into little finger and in opposite direction. This is called the V shape, English V shape phlegmon. Phlegmon, it means pus in the synovial sheets. It have a disease, phlegmon. And surgical should treat this phlegmon. Phlegmon, this is the pus that collect in the synovial sheaths. And we have Y-shaped phlegmon. This is because thumb and little finger have a common connecting. Yes. So if we have problem in thumb, in digiti minimi too, because process can
It's connected.
connected. But for example, if you have bad process only in this finger,
It won't spread.
yes, it's not spread. Understand?
In all three
All
fingers, it won't come.
three, 1, 2, you see.
Yeah.
Half independent
Covering
synovial
synovial
sheath. Synovial sheath covering the tendons of the muscle. Musculus flexor, or not flexor, musculus flexor, musculus flexor digitorum superficial and profundus. And we have musculus flexor pollicis longus. So 9 tendons. 1 pollicis longus. Wait. Yes. This is musculus flexor pollicis longus. It's 1 synovial sheath. And 4 and 4. 4 to superficial digitorum and 4 deep. In common 9.
9.
We have 9 tendons, and these tendons covering the synovial sheath. And big thumb and digiti minimi purulent process can walk. No,
The
spread, pass, yes. But for example, if we have problem in these fingers,
it won't.
it's probably only 1 finger. It's not going
In all
to the.
fingers,
It's
different
not
fingers.
going to the palmar surface, and it's not going to the
Different.
small and big finger. In Moodle, all of this is the last information. The Moodle is writing. So this information I can ask to explain me about purulent, how can going and why. Yes, and why. Because who want be a surgical, this is very important. Understand this information. Questions for today? No.
Yeah.
Not.